welcome to North American Ag 5-Minute Feature. I'm here with Andy Caygeon Junkin, founder of Stubborn.farm. His mission is to help stubborn farmers work better together. So Caygeon, the topic of the day is talent grooming. How do you get a patriarch to teach kids what they know?
Well, the more successful you are as a farmer, the tougher it is for you to let go of control and to teach management wisdom. And so I think that the biggest struggle a lot of farm families have is what seems obvious to the farm patriarch may not be obvious to the son or daughter. And, quite often as farm families, we get stuck into, as a son and daughter have been home for 10, 15 years, there's jobs that dad does and mom does, and there's jobs that sons and daughters do. We just have our own assigned roles. And too often, we often realize about 3 weeks after a funeral, well, dad always did that. Like I had a farming friend, he, you call him Mike, that's not his real name, but the thing is, we had a beer together about 6 months after his dad's funeral. Mike was 35. The previous couple of years, his dad had cancer. He had taken off, he put 2 crops in, taken 2 crops off. Nobody had any concern about him taking over the farm. He was a really competent individual. The thing is that I actually took commodity marketing with him at college. He actually got a better grade than I did in the course, and I was one of the top in the class. And the thing is that when he took over, I was sitting down with him 6 months after his dad's funeral, and he just broke down crying. And basically he said, like, the last 3 weeks, I've lost $500,000 in trading corn futures. And, it's one thing to see like my son, for instance, when he sees me play the fiddle, he thinks that he can do it. And for him to actually pick up the fiddle at the age of 4 and to try to do it, it's a completely different thing. It takes about 10,000 hours. It's easy to see something being done. There's some jobs on the farm that it takes about 10,000 hours experience. And what would have made sense had Mike come home when he was 22, it was to trade 5% of the corn, 5% of the beans, and his dad trade 90% of the corn for 10 years. But Mike learns through mistakes on hard knocks, gains wisdom. I mean, what Mike did was he went and took a course online and he learned how to technically do it, but it takes 10 years of experience. And I think a lot of farm families, they could benefit if they could just identify the eight key jobs that are critical to the long-term success of the farm. And for the son and daughter, in the first 2 years that the son and daughter come home, every fiscal quarter or every 90 days, the farm family assigns one of those jobs to the son and daughter for the kid to do. Like I don't have a problem with grandpa trading corn futures until the day he dies and maybe 2 weeks after. But the issue is that, in Mike's case, grandpa could have, or his dad could have traded corn futures for 90% of it. But if Mike was able to trade 5%, or then he would understand what has to get done and how to do it. These are critical jobs that take them 10,000 hours to be able to learn. And, we don't understand how important that is. And quite often you see a farm patriarch build up a very successful farm, has a very competent individual for son and daughter, but somehow, for some reason, 15 years after, the farms ran into the ground. Well, the truth is that grandpa was successful in transferring assets, but he didn't transfer wisdom. And any fool can give a son and daughter a tractor, but very few farmers are successful in teaching their kids how to make that tractor pay.
Right.
And so I think it's really important for your farm family up front to identify a couple key jobs and make sure the successors groomed in them in the next 2 years, because we never know when we're going to get hit by lightning.
These ideas and more are available in Caygeon's free book, Bulletproof Your Farm. Go to www.stubborn.farm to get your copy today.